Listen closely, beautiful wreck of a soul, because this right here, this is for the ones who chose peace and still ended up at war with themselves. You cut people off. You walked away. You stopped arguing. You stopped chasing. You stopped explaining. You stopped begging to be understood. You said, "Enough. I choose peace." And everybody clapped for that version of you in their head. They said you were healing. They said you were growing. They said you were finally doing what was best for you. So tell me something. Why are you still awake at 2:43 in the morning, staring at the ceiling like it owes you answers? Why is your body exhausted, but your mind still moving, like it's being chased? Why is the room quiet, but inside you it sounds like broken glass, old voices, unfinished conversations, and pain pacing back and forth in steel-toe boots? That's the part nobody tells you. Choosing peace does not mean the storm ends the same day. Sometimes it means the storm gets louder because it knows you're trying to leave it behind. Sometimes the chaos you escaped was so normal to your nervous system that silence itself starts to feel suspicious. You finally get away from the fire, and instead of relief, your body starts panicking because it got used to living in heat. That's why you can't sleep. Not because you made the wrong choice. Not because peace was a lie. Not because you're broken beyond repair. No. You can't sleep because your soul is still trying to understand what your mouth had the courage to say. Your body is still catching up to the boundary your heart finally set. Your mind is still detoxing from the addiction of survival mode. And that kind of withdrawal, it is ugly, it is silent, it is deeply personal. Because when you've lived too long in dysfunction, peace feels unfamiliar. And what's unfamiliar feels dangerous. That's how twisted this gets. You can spend years praying for calm. And then the second it arrives, your chest tightens like something bad is about to happen. Because for a long time, something bad always did happen. You learned to read people's tone before they finished the sentence. You learned to detect energy shifts like your life depended on it. You learned how to apologize for things that weren't your fault. You learned how to shrink, how to perform, how to stay lovable, how to stay useful, how to stay chosen, how to stay safe. You learned how to survive rooms that never deserved your softness. So now, when there's no chaos to manage, no one to rescue, no emotional bomb to defuse, your mind doesn't know what to do with itself. It starts inventing danger. It starts replaying memories. It starts reopening wounds like it's searching for hidden evidence. It starts whispering, "Don't relax yet. Don't trust this. Don't put your guard down. Something's coming." That is not weakness. That is conditioning. Read that in your spirit. That is conditioning. You're not crazy because peace feels hard. You're not dramatic because rest won't come easy. You're not failing because healing doesn't look aesthetic. Sometimes healing looks like crying in the bathroom because the silence is too loud. Sometimes healing looks like lying in bed with your eyes closed and your thoughts throwing punches in the dark. Sometimes healing looks like feeling guilty for finally choosing yourself. Sometimes healing looks like missing people who only knew how to wound you. And that part messes with your head the most, because you thought once you left, you'd feel free. You thought once you blocked them, released them, forgave them, detached from them, whatever version of leaving you had to do, you thought your body would celebrate. But no one told you grief can still show up after the right decision. No one told you your nervous system can mourn what your spirit knows it had to lose. No one told you that even toxic love leaves withdrawal symptoms. No one told you that peace can feel lonely before it feels sacred. So now you're in this strange middle ground. You don't want the chaos back, but you don't fully know how to hold the quiet yet. You don't miss the pain, but you miss the familiarity. You don't want to go back, but part of you still looks over its shoulder like the past might come running after you. Of course you can't sleep. You're not just resting, you're rebuilding. And rebuilding is loud on the inside. You're rebuilding your standards, your identity, your self-respect, your inner voice, your idea of love, your tolerance for disrespect, your relationship with loneliness, your understanding of what peace actually costs. Because let's be honest, peace is expensive. It will cost you people who benefited from your confusion. It will cost you environments that only worked when you were under control. It will cost you the version of yourself that kept accepting crumbs because starving felt familiar. It will cost you access, approval, fake connection, easy distractions, the illusion that everybody means well. Peace has a price, and the bill usually shows up in the dark. That's when the memories come knocking. That's when the regrets start acting loud. That's when old conversations suddenly sound sharper. That's when you start wondering if you were too harsh, too cold, too much, too emotional, too selfish for finally protecting your own heart. Let me tell you something real. The version of you that kept abandoning yourself to keep other people comfortable was never peace. That was self-betrayal in a soft outfit. That was pain dressed up as loyalty. That was exhaustion wearing the mask of love. And now your soul is done cosplaying as a prison. That's why sleep won't come so easy, because a war is ending in you. And wars do not end quietly. There is rubble, there is smoke, there are aftershocks. There are nights when the body still flinches even though the danger has passed. There are mornings when you wake up feeling like you fought invisible battles in your dreams. There are moments when peace feels less like a warm blanket and more like sitting in the ruins asking yourself who you even are without the chaos. That question matters. Who are you when you're not over-explaining? Who are you when you're not proving your worth? Who are you when you're not bleeding for people who would never bandage you? Who are you when the phone is quiet, when the drama is gone, when nobody needs saving, when nobody is pulling at your soul like it's public property? That version of you is unfamiliar, but unfamiliar does not mean wrong. It means new, and new things feel awkward before they feel natural. That's the part people skip because it doesn't look sexy online. They show you the quote. They show you the glow-up. They show you the distance. They show you the I chose peace post. They don't show you the shaking, the insomnia, the sudden sadness, the random anger, the flashbacks, the guilt, the urge to text the very thing that nearly destroyed you just because pain you know feels easier than peace you don't understand yet. That is the test, not whether you can choose peace once, but whether you can keep choosing it on the nights when your emotions start lying to you. Whether you can keep the door closed when loneliness starts romanticizing what disrespected you. Whether you can sit in the discomfort long enough for your body to learn that calm is not a trap, because that's what this really is. Training, rewiring, becoming. You are teaching your nervous system that rest is allowed. You are teaching your heart that love does not have to hurt to feel real. You are teaching your mind that silence is not punishment. You are teaching your spirit that boundaries are not cruelty. You are teaching your life that you are no longer available for anything that costs your peace and calls it passion. That takes time, and time feels slow at night, especially when you're alone with your thoughts and they start moving reckless. 1 minute you're trying to sleep, The next minute you're replaying every betrayal, every letdown, every moment you knew better and still stayed, every red flag you painted gold, every version of yourself you abandoned just to be accepted somewhere you were never truly safe. That kind of reflection hurts, but it also cleans. It burns, but it clears. It stings, but it reveals. Because now you're finally seeing what exhaustion was trying to tell you all along. You were not tired because life was busy. You were tired because you were carrying things your spirit was never designed to carry. Other people's projections, other people's moods, other people's emotional instability, other people's lack of accountability, other people's entitlement to your patience. You were carrying entire emotional graveyards and still asking yourself why your chest felt heavy. Of course, it felt heavy. You were dragging dead weight and calling it love. You were swallowing disrespect and calling it understanding. You were staying accessible to people who only knew your value when they felt you pulling away. And one day something in you snapped. Not loudly, not dramatically, not movie scene style, just quietly, deeply, permanently. Something in you got tired of surviving what should have never been normal. That's a sacred kind of exhaustion. That's the exhaustion that creates standards. That's the exhaustion that makes your spirit say, I would rather be alone than misused. That's the exhaustion that makes you stop arguing with people committed to misunderstanding you. That's the exhaustion that makes you walk away, not because you stopped caring, but because you finally started caring about yourself too. But here's the brutal truth. The moment you stop betraying yourself, every abandoned wound starts asking for attention. Every suppressed emotion starts demanding air. Every fake version of strength you built just to make it through starts crumbling. So now sleep gets interrupted because your truth is getting louder. You are not just tired. You are in recovery. Recovery from chaos. Recovery from people-pleasing. Recovery from hypervigilance. Recovery from fake loyalty. Recovery from survival habits that once saved you, but now sabotage your peace. And recovery is not cute. It's not always poetic. Sometimes it looks like crying over people you should never return to. Sometimes it looks like missing versions of you that only existed to please the wrong crowd. Sometimes it looks like feeling empty because you removed the noise and haven't filled the space with yourself yet. That emptiness scares people, so they run back to what hurts them just to feel something familiar. Don't do that. Do not crawl back to confusion just because clarity feels lonely. Do not reopen doors that peace fought hard to close. Do not text what damaged you just because the night feels long. Do not mistake your discomfort for destiny. Do not let one restless season trick you into thinking the chaos was home. It wasn't home. It was a holding cell. And now that you're out, your body still checks for bars. Your mind still listens for footsteps. Your heart still braces for impact. That does not mean freedom was a mistake. It means freedom is new. There is a difference. You are learning how to live without adrenaline as a personality. You are learning how to exist without pain as proof of love. You are learning how to sit still without turning against yourself. You are learning how to hear your own voice after years of drowning in everybody else's noise. That voice matters, because under all that exhaustion, under all that anger, under all that grief, there is a version of you trying to come back online. A real you, a whole you, a dangerous you. Not dangerous because you want revenge. Dangerous because you no longer need permission to protect your peace. That kind of person changes everything, because once you know what it costs to abandon yourself, you stop doing it so casually. Once you know what sleepless nights feel like after choosing peace, you become very selective about who gets access to your energy. Once you finally see how expensive chaos really was, you stop calling drama chemistry. You stop calling anxiety connection. You stop calling inconsistency potential. You stop calling bare minimum love. Your eyes change. And when your eyes change, your whole life changes. Now you start noticing things you used to overlook. The disrespect hidden in jokes. The manipulation hidden in vulnerability. The selfishness hidden in charm. The control hidden in concern. The emptiness hidden in attention. You start seeing how many people were comfortable around the version of you that had no boundaries. And let me tell you something dark and freeing at the same time. Some people only liked you exhausted, because exhausted people don't question much. Exhausted people accept less. Exhausted people are easier to manage. Exhausted people are too drained to leave. So when you chose peace, you didn't just upset your routine. You threatened every system that fed on your self-abandonment. That is why peace feels like war at first. Because everything toxic in and around you starts losing power. And power never leaves quietly. Old habits will fight you. Old cravings will fight you. Old attachments will fight you. Old versions of you will fight you. Even your own thoughts will start acting like traitors some nights. You'll hear stuff like, maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe you overreacted. Maybe you should have stayed longer. Maybe you should reach out. Maybe healing shouldn't feel this hard. Maybe peace isn't for you. That is the voice of withdrawal, not wisdom. Wisdom sounds different. Wisdom says, you are tired because you are detoxing from what drained you. You are restless because your body is learning a new language. You are uncomfortable because your standards got sharper than your old habits. You are grieving because you loved deeply, even when it hurt. You are awake because parts of you are still standing guard. But they will soften with time and truth, and they will. Not overnight, not magically, not because some quote told them to, but because you keep showing yourself that peace is safe. Every time you don't go back, you teach your body something. Every time you let the urge pass without obeying it, you teach your mind something. Every time you choose silence over chaos, solitude over disrespect, truth over fantasy, you teach your soul something. You teach yourself that this new life is real, that this boundary is real, that this calm is real, that you are no longer the person who confuses familiarity with destiny. That matters more than you know. Because one day, the same room that feels too quiet right now will feel holy. The same silence that makes you restless right now will feel protective. The same nights that exposed your wounds right now will become the nights that prove how far you've come. One day you'll lie down, and your body won't brace for impact. One day your mind won't need to replay old damage to stay alert. One day sleep will stop feeling like surrender and start feeling like trust. One day peace will no longer feel empty, it will feel earned. But to get there, you have to stop treating this phase like failure. This is not failure, this is transition. This is your inner world dragging old furniture out of the house. This is your spirit clearing rooms that pain used to rent for free. This is the uncomfortable middle where your old life no longer fits, but your new life hasn't fully settled in yet. Stay there, stay through it, stay with yourself. Because this version of you needs loyalty too. Not just the bleeding version, not just the high-functioning version, not just the useful version, not just the version that can entertain people, save people, comfort people, fix people. This healing version of you needs loyalty, the tired version, The raw version. The version staring at the ceiling, asking hard questions. The version wondering why peace still hurts. The version learning how not to run back to emotional poison just because it's familiar. Stay with that version. That's your real work. Not proving anything, not winning them back, not showing everybody how unbothered you are, not pretending you're healed because the world gets impatient with pain it can't monetize. No. Your work is to become a safe place for yourself. To become the one person you stop abandoning. To become the kind of presence your younger self would have trusted. To become the protector your exhausted soul has been begging for. And once that starts happening, something shifts. You stop chasing closure from people who enjoy leaving doors cracked. You stop expecting accountability from people allergic to self-awareness. You stop begging to be chosen by people who are only ever committed to your convenience. You stop negotiating with disrespect. You stop making excuses for what your body clearly rejects. That's power. Real power. Not loud power. Not fake alpha nonsense. Not performance. Not ego. Real power is being able to sit in an empty room and not betray yourself just because it's quiet. Real power is being able to miss someone and still know they are not good for your spirit. Real power is being able to feel lonely without making loneliness your dealer. Real power is telling your cravings, your trauma, your history, your fear, you don't run this anymore. That kind of power terrifies people who only knew the old you. Good. Let them be terrified, because the old you was easier to access, easier to drain, easier to confuse, easier to guilt, easier to keep in emotional debt. This new you costs honesty. This new you requires respect. This new you notices patterns. This new you leaves when peace gets expensive. This new you does not romanticize suffering anymore. And that changes the game. So yes, maybe you still can't sleep some nights. Maybe your mind still races. Maybe your chest still feels heavy when the lights go out. Maybe old memories still scratch at the door. Maybe your body still reacts like danger is close, even when the room is calm. But hear me carefully. That is not proof that peace failed you. That is proof that pain trained you hard. And if pain trained you hard, then healing will have to train you harder. That's where your strength comes in. Not the fake strength that smiles through disrespect. Not the fake strength that tolerates what destroys you. Not the fake strength that calls numbness maturity. I'm talking about the strength to sit in the dark and still choose not to go back. The strength to feel the ache and not answer it with self-betrayal. The strength to let the silence teach you instead of scare you. The strength to admit, yeah, this hurts. Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, I'm still healing. But I am not returning to what broke me. That sentence alone will save your life in ways applause never could. Because the truth is, you are closer than you think. Closer to rest. Closer to clarity. Closer to the version of you that doesn't panic in peace. Closer to the kind of love that doesn't require hypervigilance. Closer to the kind of life that doesn't feed on your nervous system. Closer to becoming somebody the chaos can no longer recognize.